Thank you so much for joining us, all of you. Mr. Krishna Bairegoda is, of course, the Honorable Minister for Rural Development and Panchayat Raj. He's someone very familiar with the agriculture scenario in these areas. I remember meeting him on his several tours in the Bidar area, North Karnataka area as well. Mr. Bandepa Kashimpur, Honorable Minister for Cooperation, MLA from Bidar, one of those areas which I have had occasion to visit and see what's been happening there. Dr. S. Subramania, Finance Advisor to the CM, has served in the Finance Department, has been BBMP Commissioner, Agriculture Secretary. He's done so many things. I think he could be on any of these panels and would be able to contribute tremendously to each one of them. Dr. Ayyappa, again, right now Chancellor with the university, but he's been the former Chief of ICAR, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, Secretary for the Department of Agriculture Research and Education there. He's had associations with IVRI, ICRISAT, National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, IRRI, and others. Mr. Kurubur Shantakumar, farmers activist, someone who's actually the state representative of the Rashtra Kisan Mahasangh, someone who's associated with several of those farmers' issues on the ground, showing us what's happening on the ground and telling us very often, sharing with us that information about what really the farmers are thinking and what they are wanting to look at. Karnataka, one of the very developed states, we call it, and yet 56% of the population dependent on agriculture, and you have at least 68 to 70% rain-fed dependent agriculture, and livelihoods, jobs has become a big challenge for everyone. Agriculture distress we talk about. What is a broad political view and policy initiatives that your government, sir, is taking up to address these concerns?
Karnataka is predominantly a rain-fed agriculture state, and we have been hit with repeated, very frequent droughts. So if you see the last 17 years, I think we have been droughted 14 of those 17 years. So the incidence of drought, I think, is the highest in Karnataka, which further exacerbates the agrarian distress problem for us. So we need to protect our rain-fed agriculture from vagaries of nature. Of course, there are larger issues which I will not talk about, those of climate change, because though they have a huge bearing on what we are discussing, but from a state government perspective, it's not very critical to this discussion. But of course, the underlying causes are climate change, which is global in nature. So protecting our farmers, particularly the rain-fed farmers, has been very critical for us. So that's why we have programs like Krishi Bhagya, which is harvesting of rainwater.
See, in Karnataka, I am holding the cooperative where almost all 20 lakhs farmers is covering. We are telling all the farmers, just we are asking the information, that's all. And as you know, what thanks to our officials, because...
You're also actually taking care of private sector loans also, is that right? Is that something commercial banks?
Commercial banks, yes. Commercial banks, almost all 34 commercial banks. We brought that especially debt relief bill act. It is passed recently. It is one of the historic bill we have introduced. So as far as farmer is concerned, who availed the genuine farmers, despite of all the formalities, we have given all authority to our local tahsildars and our AROs. They should go there, they personally to their house and check and sanction.
Yes, sir.
So there is no problem availing the loan waiver system.
Dr. Subramania, as someone who's handled finance as well, does this make economic sense when we talk about loan waivers? And yes, all governments are now having to. Karnataka has also allocated a huge amount of money to take care of the rural issues, the rural challenges that we have. And agriculture, of course, has become a huge challenge in terms of the kind of remunerative prices and input costs going up. So does it make economic sense to you, and how do governments balance it? Your government.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be with you. You see, when you look at agriculture, what we have to see, there are two facets of agriculture. One is how do you produce more? When you look at how do you produce more, in fact, what you have is the importance given for the consumer. By and large, from the beginning of 1925 till recently, our whole policy in agriculture was to see how best the consumer's life is made comfortable. But more important is the relief for the production. We have started a program called Zero Budget Natural Farming, where we expect that high-cost inputs, market purchase inputs will not be used at all. It's a new thing that we have started in the lines of Andhra Pradesh government, but much different from that, because a little more scientific it is. We're also supporting organic farming, and there are many programs like Israeli agriculture pattern or extension of irrigation system to ensure that the farmer gets water and sees that he produces quite well. That's only one part. But then what do you do when the produce is more? There's no year in which a farmer has not sold his product at a distressed price in Karnataka. There's no year. There are some crops where there is no minimum support price. For that, we have come out with a new program, differential market compensation for tomato, potato, and onion. Our Agriculture Price Commission has fixed what is the correct price that a farmer has to get when you look into his profitability. The farmer is free to come and sell it in the APMC yards. The difference between the selling price and the minimum surplus price, that will be compensated by government. And third method that we have thought of is for high-value commodities. For example, chili, pepper, green gram, for example. We have come out with a new program with the help of Agriculture University, Dharwad, where we'll be using vacuum storage technology. A farmer is free to come and deposit the material. He will get the price available on that particular day, 95% of that. He is free to withdraw that commodity anytime within 6 months when he gets a better price and resell it. This is a new thing that we have started. Nowhere in India this has been done. And the fourth important concept is, if a farmer wants to come and bring the commodity and wait for a separate price, we'll be offering transport facility, storage facility, and he can draw a loan on that at differential interest rate of 2%.
The PPP in farming is something a little different. We want the produce, we want the profit, and we also want the prestige. Now, having said this, climate change was mentioned, and Karnataka, as the Honorable Minister put it very rightly, and he had several initiatives in this direction. Climate change, the drought condition that we continuously counter in Karnataka. Now, it's a very broad dimension. I'd like to bring in one perspective. The World Economic Forum, Davos meeting, for the first time, they discussed agriculture in the year 2016. That was the first time in 50 years they discussed, because climate change is having such a big impact. Just last month, the Davos meeting every time held in January, just last month, they brought up this issue of artificial intelligence and drones in agriculture. This is very important for the city of Bengaluru and the state of Karnataka, because we are very uniquely placed in the whole country with regard to IT and ICTs. I find no other state which can bring in this interface to enhance efficiencies in agriculture. One opportunity for us. The city of Bengaluru is also a happening place for startups, agri-startups, incubators, and so on. An opportunity, a challenge. If we don't take care of food produce, 10 to 15% is the loss. Easily, something like 1 lakh crore rupees that is being wasted, like we talked in the earlier session on. So now here, we would like to talk of processing, samrakshane, samvardhane, mate samskarane. Ee agri value chain idana maatadtivi. So this is another opportunity.
De-stress is what he says, but very often you talk about the stress of different farmers, Mr. Shantakumar. Tell us what you would like to see the government.
In Karnataka, last 5 years, more than 4,000 farmers going to suicide. Last 3 years, drought area. Now this year, 156 taluks, drought area. Our farmers and rural people facing drinking water, electricity, so many issues. But our Karnataka government is not serious taken these issues.
I think the minister wanted to respond, that's why he picked up the mic now.
No, actually, as far as the loan waiver is concerned, I am telling our farmer leader, so there is no question at all. Because we are covering in cooperative almost all the farmers, 20 lakh. And this is not new for us. Even last year also we were waived up to 50,000.
That is only cooperative.
No, I will tell you. Even in nationalized bank also, we started the process. And we have given all the deputy commissioners and the tahsildars to collect all the details, and it is going on, and we have already issued the first installment also. Almost all 800 crores we have given in nationalized banks. And it is not stopped. It is a continuous process where our Honorable Chief Minister has announced in the budget, up to June, all the cooperative loan will be fulfilled. And up to next March, all the commercial bank loan, what we have promised, up to 2 lakhs, that we are covering.
Karnataka is using Manrega very effectively to provide employment at that level. So it's a very basic level of employment. Ideally, we would like them to become entrepreneurs locally or in Bengaluru. So if you look at the programs of our social welfare department, they're all designed to make youngsters coming from the weaker sections of the society into entrepreneurs. We give them soft loans, interest-free loans with a lot of grant and also a soft loan for them to buy a car. Now, why should they buy a car? Now, this is the era of Uber and Ola, where anybody who can invest in a car actually becomes an entrepreneur.
Does that become, they start migrating to the urban areas? Does that happen, or you want this to continue in the...
Unfortunately, urban migration is something we can't stop. So we are redesigning our programs to enable youth, young men and women, to become self-employed.
In our cooperative, we have introduced one Kayaka scheme where up to 10 lakhs, SHG groups working under women's only, up to 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs is the interest-free loan, and 5 lakhs only 4%. So this self-help group, they can avail this opportunity. Even out of
the... Is there huge demand for it? Lots of women who ask for it because SHGs have a good record even of repayment.
Yes, 99% repayment. So for that...
they are a very unique category in that sense,
This is for only entrepreneurship, because self-help group, they will take loan as their daily activities. But this loan is particular for entrepreneurship, where the rural women will get benefited out of this. And one more thing we introduced in our cooperative, that Badavara Bandhu, where in all the street vendors, in Karnataka, almost all 4,50,000 street vendors are there. We have introduced up to 10,000, no interest and no guarantee. We are giving. That is very successful program in Karnataka, so that these are the things where we are giving lot of importance to our weaker sections.
This is a program where, on the basis of the cluster development model that we have seen in China, in places like Foshan or in places like Shenzhen, we have identified 9 districts for the cluster development program. Objective is to create minimum 1 lakh employment in certain organized sectors over a period of 5 years. These sectors are Bellary for denims, then you got Hassan for sanitary ware, Chitradurga for LED lights, like that. This program has already started giving us good dividends. Tomorrow, we'll be having the program where the MOU for creation of jobs with the textile sector for 1 lakh jobs in Bellary, and for manufacturing of motorized toys in a remote district, so-called remote district of Karnataka like Koppal, it's being signed. So clearly we expect that this particular program should be able to deliver about 12 to 13 lakhs of very good organized employment and 100% focused on manufacturing. This apart, there's another very important stream of skilling. Under skill development program, we have got 2 parts. One is utilizing the existing infrastructure for general skill development. Second is utilizing the skill, ensuring that the skill requirement of a particular industry is taken care of. For example, there's a telephone unit coming up in Kolar. creating 15,000 jobs. They have started training our youth for the specific purpose of working in their places. We hope with this, within about 5 years, we should be able to reach the target of about 20 lakhs of jobs, regular 100% dependable jobs in the secondary sector, manufacturing sector in Karnataka.
Okay. This is such a vast topic that we can go on, but since our time session is limited, I'm going to throw it open to questions.
Honorable Agriculture Ministers, Bidar, Gulbarga district, the farmers from your region, they have abandoned their farmlands. They are to be found in the construction projects of Bengaluru. There is so much of Bidar Kannada, Gulbarga Kannada heard in and around Bengaluru. And farmers in and around Bengaluru have flourished because land conversion activity has become more attractive and remunerative than land cultivation activity. How would you bridge the gap?
We have given lot of importance for the farmer growth. First thing I will tell you, in our cooperative, we have introduced this year as a cooperative farming. I think this is one of the important scheme throughout India. Cooperative farmings, just 50 to 100 farmers at one cooperative sector in 300 to 400 acres, and all the facilities, financial aid, technical aid, scientific aid, everything will be provided. So this is one thing we have introduced this year. And as you told, loan waiver, that is one type of, we are bringing the stress of the farmer. And this year, even in APMC, I will tell you, sir, after the harvest, as our Subramaniam ji told, the farmer is to shift his commodity to the market where it is a distress sale or sustainable market. But we have given this year total package from farm yard to the godown, free transportation, and in godown, free storage, and to get receipt payment out of that, we are giving interest subvention. I think this will support a lot of to the farmer, where the distress sale is avoiding, and the transport and the warehouse in a scientific way. As you told, we are giving packaging, grading, and cleaning facility for the farmers. So I think this will cover a lot of things to the farmer.
Yeah, this was a political question, but Dr. Ayyappan wanted to respond, and I thought his response may be interesting.
Thank you very much. Very relevant point that you made. But we're also coming across this new breed farmers, rank entrepreneurs. They want to make it farming as an enterprise. People coming back from US, I mean, several of them, we meet half a dozen people every day who are there. They have identified the key issues, key concerns in farming: water, labor, market. These are the three things. Israeli farming and all that was mentioned. These are going to help in a great manner. Now, the point is, people who are growing ragi, 30,000 rupees per acre, that was the net, whatever income. In the same place, polyhouses, capsicum, precision farming, same place, 19 lakh rupees. I mean, these kinds of examples, I mean, these may be few, I agree, in each district, but this trend is increasing so much that, we are so enthused by these people coming back, people coming from IT and so on. I think this is going to be the trend in the coming years.
A huge topic that we haven't talked much about is the topic of resilience. The Honorable Minister did mention about water harvesting, but there is a lot more under the resilience umbrella. So I would like to know what you think creating resilience cells at the panchayat level. By resilience, I mean holistic resilience, economic, social, environmental resilience, so that we can enable farmers to be empowered in building their own resilience. Because there's always this sense of helplessness when we talk about the farming community, that they're not in charge of their own resilience.
A lot of our programs in Karnataka are targeted to build resilience, particularly resilience to climate change. So if you talk about Krishi Bhagya, which is harvesting water and reusing it during the dry spell, Karnataka invests about close to 1,000 crores every year to assist farmers to adopt micro-irrigation. Why should we adopt micro-irrigation? Because we need to save every drop of water, use it effectively. So we are building resilience by adopting micro irrigation. This year Chief Minister is pushing Israeli method of agriculture very aggressively. So this will have 4 components. One is water conservation, begins with literacy, in fact. Water literacy, conserve, use efficiently, and expand green cover. So these are the 4 pillars around which we are going to try and build a movement in Karnataka this whole year.
See, this year, totally we have succeeded to procure the MSP commodities as well as pulses, and even we have introduced this PDPS, where onion, and it is one of the special in Karnataka only. Nowhere in the other state these perishable items are purchased. We have given a supportive price. As you pointed out, only 500 crores there. No, we are not having 500 crores. We are having revolving fund of 800 crores right now. And our Subramaniam told the fresh induction of 560 crores. So out of this, as you know, the central government and state government, both we are operating this MSP operations. If anything required for the farmer development, we will introduce. Yeah. No point is going back. So as far as next year MSP is concerned, as you told, in a scientific way, we are not keeping for 2 months, we are keeping for whole year. This is the very good scheme.
Yes, indeed. Karnataka, one of those states, in fact, which has an agriculture price commission and is able to add to the MSPs whenever they feel the need is there. Thank you so much for all your inputs and all your perspective.